Welcome to Information World. Imagine a reality where humanity's origins aren't just a story of evolution, survival, and chance, but rather the result of deliberate design. Picture alien scientists in distant galaxies, studying the building blocks of life across the cosmos, and eventually choosing Earth as the site for their most ambitious experiment, creating human DNA. It's a concept that challenges everything we think we know about biology, evolution, and our place in the universe. Could it be that the very essence of who we are, our DNA, our genetic blueprint, wasn't purely a product of natural processes, but a cosmic design authored by extraterrestrial intelligence? The idea may sound like science fiction, but when we examine the complexities of human DNA, the precision of genetic coding, and the sudden leaps in evolution that appear throughout Earth's history, it's hard to ignore the questions this concept raises. Our DNA contains more than just the instructions for building a human being. It's a vast library of molecular instructions, written with astonishing efficiency and subtlety. Every cell, every protein, and every mechanism in our body is orchestrated by sequences of nucleotides that interact with breathtaking precision. Could such a system arise purely from random mutation and natural selection? Or might it be evidence of an intelligence that intervened at the molecular level? Consider the sheer scale of information encoded in the human genome. With approximately 3 billion base pairs, it's like a biological encyclopedia, holding instructions for trillions of cells to function in harmony. The precision is remarkable. For instance, a single error in the coding of essential proteins can result in life-threatening diseases, yet the overall system operates with an accuracy that rivals the most advanced computer programs created by humans. This precision, some argue, could point to an intentional design rather than purely natural processes. The history of life on Earth provides further intrigue. For billions of years, single-celled organisms dominated, and then suddenly, in the span of a few million years, a mere blink in geological time, complex multicellular life emerged. The Cambrian explosion, around 540 million years ago, saw an extraordinary diversification of life forms, including the early ancestors of humans. Evolutionary theory explains this as a result of natural selection acting on genetic variation, yet some scientists acknowledge that the speed and complexity of these changes remain puzzling. If aliens had the ability to manipulate DNA, could they have nudged life along specific pathways, guiding evolution toward the emergence of humans? Our DNA itself contains sequences that remain mysterious even today. Large portions of the human genome, sometimes referred to as junk DNA, were long considered functionless. Yet research increasingly suggests that these sequences play critical roles in regulating gene expression and development. Some of these sequences even resemble patterns that appear elsewhere in nature, across entirely different species, almost as if they were part of a cosmic template. Could these patterns be signatures of an external design, markers left behind by a species that understood the language of life better than we ever could? The possibility that aliens influenced human DNA also invites speculation about the purpose behind such an experiment. Were humans designed as observers, caretakers of a planetary ecosystem, or even as a tool for experimentation in understanding consciousness? The very nature of intelligence, self-awareness, creativity, empathy might be traits deliberately embedded into the human blueprint. Unlike other species, humans possess the capacity to manipulate environments, develop complex societies, and even explore the stars. Could these abilities be the result of genetic engineering aimed at creating a species capable of understanding and interacting with the cosmos? Consider also the concept of panspermia, the theory that life can spread across planets via meteoroids, comets, or even deliberate seeding. If extraterrestrial civilizations were advanced enough to travel interstellar distances, they might have not only transported microbial life to Earth but also guided its evolution through genetic manipulation. The introduction of specific DNA sequences at key moments in Earth's history could explain sudden leaps in biological complexity. This hypothesis doesn't just challenge conventional biology, it challenges the story of human exceptionalism. If our DNA is the product of alien design, then our uniqueness is not simply a product of evolution, but part of a deliberate experiment. One of the most striking aspects of human DNA is its coding for intelligence and consciousness. Neural development is governed by a delicate balance of genetic factors that control the growth, connection, and communication of neurons. The emergence of the human brain, capable of abstract reasoning, language, and self-reflection, appears almost too finely tuned to be purely coincidental. Could advanced extraterrestrials, studying the cosmos and the potential for intelligence, have incorporated specific genetic instructions to ensure the emergence of a highly capable mind? It's a provocative notion, suggesting that consciousness itself might not be an accident, but a goal, engineered at the molecular level. Moreover, the universality of certain genetic elements across life forms raises intriguing questions. Fundamental processes, such as DNA replication and protein synthesis, are conserved across almost all organisms. This biochemical commonality suggests either a shared origin of life on Earth or perhaps the implementation of a standardized design by a civilization capable of interstellar genetic engineering. If aliens were designing life forms, reusing proven molecular systems would be efficient, allowing them to experiment across species with minimal risk of catastrophic failure. The implications of alien intervention in human DNA extend beyond biology. They force us to reconsider human history, culture, and identity. Ancient civilizations often speak of beings descending from the heavens, gods, or sky people who imparted knowledge, taught agriculture, built monumental structures, and influenced human development. Could these myths be distorted memories of contact with extraterrestrial scientists observing and guiding human evolution? The alignment of genetic engineering hypotheses with historical narratives may suggest that the story of humanity is intertwined with experiences we have yet to fully understand. Technology, too, hints at possible latent potential embedded in humans. Our ability to create tools, develop complex languages, and manipulate the environment could be seen as an extension of the traits encoded in our DNA. It's as if certain capabilities were switched on at the right evolutionary moment. This raises fascinating possibilities. If humans were designed, might our genome still contain untapped features, latent abilities waiting for the right environmental or technological triggers? Could future genetic research unlock capabilities that were originally intended by these hypothetical designers? Even modern medicine and genetics echo this theme. CRISPR and gene editing technologies allow us to manipulate DNA with unprecedented precision. As we delve deeper into the human genome, we often uncover features that seem almost too sophisticated to have arisen solely by chance. Regulatory networks, epigenetic mechanisms, and non-coding sequences operate with a level of complexity that defies simplistic evolutionary explanations. These discoveries make the alien DNA hypothesis not just a speculative curiosity, but a framework for considering the extraordinary intricacy of life. Critics of the alien DNA hypothesis point out that natural selection, mutation, and genetic drift provide sufficient mechanisms to explain the emergence of human complexity. Evolutionary biology has produced models that account for the rise of consciousness, intelligence, and social behavior without invoking external intervention. Yet even within these models, certain questions remain. Why did intelligence evolve in humans and not in most other species? Why does the human brain exhibit structural features that seem optimized for problem-solving far beyond basic survival needs? These questions leave room for speculation, inviting us to explore possibilities that stretch beyond conventional science. The ethical dimensions of alien DNA experimentation are equally compelling. If humans were intentionally designed, what responsibilities would such creators have toward their creation? Could genetic predispositions, behaviors, or even moral frameworks be part of a larger experimental design? The idea challenges our concepts of free will, responsibility, and the very nature of self-determination. Perhaps our evolution is not entirely ours to command, but the result of a far-reaching experiment conducted on a cosmic scale. The search for evidence of extraterrestrial influence on human DNA is not purely theoretical. Advances in astrobiology, genomics, and exoplanet research may one day allow us to detect biosignatures, genetic markers, or cosmic patterns that hint at deliberate design. By comparing the human genome with hypothetical extraterrestrial models, scientists could identify anomalies, sequences that appear unusually complex, or features that align with universal constants in biology. These investigations could illuminate whether we are truly the product of natural processes or the beneficiaries of cosmic engineering. Ultimately, the notion that aliens might have invented human DNA is as humbling as it is fascinating. It invites us to consider our place in the universe not just as inhabitants of a small planet, but as part of a potentially larger experiment conducted by minds far beyond our comprehension. It reminds us that the story of life on Earth may be far more intricate than we imagine, and that the quest to understand our origins is intertwined with the search for extraterrestrial intelligence itself. Even if concrete proof remains elusive, this perspective encourages a sense of wonder, curiosity, and humility. It bridges science, philosophy, and imagination, allowing us to ask questions that transcend the boundaries of our current knowledge. Could our DNA carry the fingerprints of interstellar architects? Are we, in a sense, children of the cosmos, designed with purpose, intelligence, and potential waiting to be unlocked? These questions may not have definitive answers yet, but they inspire the relentless human drive to explore, understand, and reach beyond the stars. In the end, whether human DNA is the result of natural processes or alien ingenuity, it stands as one of the most extraordinary structures in the known universe. The complexity, precision, and potential embedded within our genes are awe-inspiring, reminding us that life, no matter its origin, is a profound phenomenon worthy of exploration, study, and reverence. As we continue to decode the mysteries of our genome and search for life beyond Earth, we may discover that the truth about our origins is stranger, more beautiful, and more humbling than anything we could have imagined. Thank you for joining this journey into the possibilities of human origins and the tantalizing question of extraterrestrial design. If you found this exploration fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay connected with more extraordinary ideas about our universe, life, and the mysteries that surround us.